Once upon a time, there was a herd of giraffes who lived in the savannah. They all had short necks, and they loved to eat leaves from the trees. But one day, a heavy rain started to pour down really hard. The rain was so heavy that it caused the trees to grow faster. The giraffes tried to eat the leaves from the trees, but they couldn't reach them. They tried to jump and raise their legs, but it didn't work. The only thing they could do was stretch their necks to follow the trees growing. The giraffes stretched their necks as far as they could, but it wasn't enough. The trees were growing too fast. The giraffes were starting to get hungry. One of the giraffes, a young male named Gerald, had an idea. He thought that if he kept stretching his neck, it would eventually get longer. So, Gerald started stretching his neck every day. At first, it was hard work. Gerald's neck hurt, and he wanted to give up. But he didn't give up. He kept stretching his neck, day after day. One day, Gerald's neck started to get longer. He could reach the leaves on the tallest trees, and he was no longer hungry. The other giraffes were amazed. They couldn't believe how long Gerald's neck had gotten. "How did you do that?" one of the giraffes asked. "I just kept stretching," Gerald said. "It was hard work, but it was worth it." The other giraffes wanted to be able to reach the leaves on the trees too, so they started stretching their necks too. They stretched and stretched and stretched, and soon their necks started to get longer too. The giraffes were so happy they could finally eat all the leaves they wanted. They played and danced and sang. They were having so much fun that they didn't even notice the rain had stopped. The giraffes continued to stretch their necks, and over time, their necks got longer and longer. Soon, the giraffes had the longest necks of any animal in the world. The long necks of the giraffes gave them a big advantage. They could reach the leaves on the tallest trees, and they could see further than any other animal. This gave them a better chance of finding food and avoiding danger. The giraffes also started to eat different types of food. They would eat leaves from the trees, but they would also eat fruits, flowers, and even insects. This gave them a more varied diet, which was good for their health. The giraffes thrived with their long necks. They lived in peace and harmony for many years. One day, a group of scientists came to the savannah to study the giraffes. They were amazed by the long necks of the giraffes, and they wanted to know how they had evolved. The scientists studied the giraffes for many years, and they eventually discovered the answer. They found that the giraffes' long necks had evolved over time as a way to adapt to their environment. The savannah is a very dry place, and there are not many trees. The giraffes' long necks allowed them to reach the leaves on the tallest trees, which was the only way they could get enough food to survive. The scientists also found that the giraffes' long necks had other advantages. They allowed the giraffes to see further, which helped them to avoid danger. They also allowed the giraffes to reach fruits and flowers that other animals could not reach. The scientists were amazed by the giraffes' long necks, and they realized that they were a true marvel of evolution. They had evolved to perfectly suit their environment, and they were able to thrive because of their long necks. 1,000 years later, the giraffes are still thriving. They have spread to all corners of the world, and they are now one of the most successful animals on Earth. Their long necks have given them a big advantage, and they have been able to adapt to a wide variety of environments. The giraffes are a reminder that evolution is a powerful force. Animals can adapt to their environment in amazing ways, and the giraffes are a perfect example of this. Their long necks are a testament to their resilience and their ability to survive,